Hey, how's it going, everybody? We have returned to this B-stream for DreamHack Pro Circuit in Valencia. We have just seen Valoche versus Ground Zero, where Valoche swept Ground Zero in pretty convincing. Now we're moving on to Rogue versus Barcelona. And Rogue themselves seem like a pretty convincing team.
Yeah, Rogue have shown up a lot. They've stepped up a lot ever since picking up Kronovi. They've come in well. They slot together quite nicely. They had a great showing at the RLCS, getting top 4. Even today, they've had a good showing. They beat Dignitas 3-0 yesterday as well,
which is ridiculous. Like if you sort of said a couple of weeks ago, Rogue would 3-0 Dignitas, and it'd be a 4-1, a 3-2, and a 4-2. You'd be like, really? You sure it's not the other way around? But no, Rogue are really showing up. Obviously, they've done really well in North America generally. They're top 4, Season 7 in the league play. And also, they were top 4, like Ryan said, in the World Championship that ran in New Jersey a couple of weekends ago. And facing them, it's going to be Barcelona. So this is Bluey, Devo, and Alpha. Now, their journey has been a little bit different. Let me just find how they got here.
They got 3-0'd by the Bricks yesterday in day 1 to get to the lowers, but then beat Method out to get to day 2, which is how they are now here facing Rogue, who Rogue got through just winning 2 straight games. So
I mean, there's been a little bit more practice, I suppose, on the side of Barcelona, but the confidence has got to be on the side of Rogue. Now, let's do predictions, because it's always fun seeing what we both think about this. I'd like you to go first, mate. What do you reckon, Rogue or Barcelona? Who is taking this?
I think I'm going to go Barcelona on this one. I think they're warm. I think they're going to probably be a little bit better than yesterday. Okay. I think it's going to be quite close, though. Rogue can definitely bring out some stunning plays. But it's interesting, because none of them have really... Like, Barcelona lost to the Bricks, and then Bricks lost to the Randy Gibbons River Rats. So it's hard to pinpoint where all these teams are. But
Barcelona got clean swept, bear in mind. Like, there were no goals scored. So it's pretty dominant fashion. So you're going Barcelona, yeah?
Yes, yeah.
I think Rogue. I think this is the time. Bear in mind, whoever loses this is out again. Well, no, they're not. They're not for this one, are they? No, they're not. They're fine. Oh, God, that scared me then. But I think it'll be Rogue. Rogue is my shout. Okay. They have got Kronovi. They're looking incredibly confident. Obviously, they had a huge day yesterday with Dignitas. I think having Kronovi's mentality on their side is a huge thing. I think it's not necessarily him being a veteran of the game, because I don't necessarily think that's as important as a lot of people make out. But I think just the fact that he is there and he just sort of is able to control the other guys is going to be instrumental to their win. So I'm going Rogue. Chat, I'd love to see what you think. Spam anything that you fancy in chat. Just ROGUE or Barca. Let's see which one gets more votes. But starting off, Rogue looking to have the control, and a goal could be coming early.
Yeah, you could already see the massive increase in speed that we've been seeing compared to previous games. Like Rogue showing that they can be super fast as their Wonder passes in, and AJ just comes out of nowhere off screen to just get super good touch. But Kronovi with a good save. So already teams are spicing it up. They're playing fast, they're playing hard, and they're here to win.
There we go. Just absolutely bipping that pass central as well. AJ can get on the end of it. Blue will end up saving. And there is just so many. There's going to be so much mechanical prowess coming out from Barcelona. They're always heralded as the mechanical E9 a lot of the time for them. Come out Rogue with that amount of power, and we're going to see probably a bit of a smashing for Rogue. But Rogue, again, since picking up Kronovi, they're a different team.
Yeah, it was a really good pickup. I think AJ and Wonder over the course of these RLCS seasons have definitely gotten better and better. But for saying, you may have been better, but I am as good. I'm getting the first goal of the series. Wonder not quite getting the clear he wanted. Unfortunately, passing straight to Alpha, who punishes that severely and gets a nice little goal just under the crossbar.
Right, so Barcelona are up at the start of this game. Depending on how well they can maintain that, it's going to obviously decide the rest of the series. 90 seconds gone though. AJ is still looking confident being able to get a goal, but that save off the goal line by Bluey. Shot from Wonder as well. I mean, at LAN, he was really impressing me. We were talking through, because we did a little viewing party for it, pretty cute. And we were all pretty impressed by the Rogue side. Wonder for me though was the biggest shock. I'd never really seen much of him that convinced me, but he was just so solid on everything that he was doing.
Yeah, it really stepped up, and showing that he's already still playing just as good today. I was also impressed with AJ. His mechanics, some of the goals he was scoring were fantastic. So it'll be good to see that again today.
Nearly getting there for the dunk on Devo. The bump coming out as well. That is now open, but no one's there. Good idea from Alpha to go above the crossbar as well.
I just don't think he called the bump. I don't. That's something you communicate so that your teammates can follow up.
That Bluey needs no follow-up at all, as Bluey was one of the prettiest cars going off. The fact that Barcelona don't have an AUG decal, and the fact that he still made it look like an AUG car is pretty fantastic. It's very, very nice. And he gets a sensational dunk, clearing that lead over to 2 goals with half the game remaining. Does one other than anything to say? No, not just yet.
Yeah, AJ just quite get that Alpha punishing, showcasing his speed and punishing that defense a little bit there. Kronovi just had to try to get up as fast as he could, but he couldn't beat the speed of Alpha, one of the most mechanically gifted players in the game at the moment. Definitely showing some great goals that we've seen throughout this year.
Very nice little interception as Grim tries to work it down. A bit of a cluster forming of Barcelona players on that side. Above the net, is somebody going to come in? No, good idea from Devo not to come in. A great pass over to Wanda. Kronovi misreads that by a country mile. AJ's there to follow up on the floor.
It's open.
Kronovi now, chance with a shot, doesn't quite make it. Goes far post this one. This is now just pummeling the net from Rogue. That's up, that's awkward, but Alpha, good recovery. Devo takes it.
Yeah, there's basically just like triple commits and double commits coming from Barcelona. There's a little bit scrappy and panicky, but they did very well. They're getting great saves and putting it into nice positions. And Rogue just couldn't quite get enough shots because Rogue are putting it in great places. They're getting shots into the corner, great accuracy, but Barcelona's defense is just really, really strong right now. And that's a lovely touch of the corner.
These redirects from Barcelona, I think 3 of their goals so far have come from it. Alpha to Devo and just tips it over the top. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous goal. I think this is... Devo always seems confident. As soon as he can score those redirects, we then start to see more of his individual plays come out. So maybe we're going to see more commitment to these further games, but it doesn't look like they need them right now, as there is just so much team play that has caused Barcelona to be 4-0 up.
Yeah, I've always been impressed with Devo's ability to perform at LAN. Whenever he gets through a LAN event, he seems to play individually pretty well. And isn't quite consistent, doesn't seem to get affected by pressure of the stage or anything like that. So, yeah, just showing it again in this LAN.
I mean, in Dallas, they placed 5th to 8th, so not the highest finish they wanted, but that was also a really, really tough event. They placed equal with Mount Sports Complexity and NRG. And then over in Leipzig, they had a pretty good performance. They made day 3, and they ended up placing in the top 4 as well.
Just coming out with it. If that almost ended up with a goal as well. Blue just coming off the inside of his goal. Again, that's another mechanic that's becoming so prevalent in Rocket League now. And because of that, he got the save, sure, but because he went up the back of his own net, got the save. It was a really powerful one. Cleared out, and Devo almost a shot opportunity there. The fake from Alpha
just breaking these axles. Can't quite get too much further, but it's that buttery smooth dribble that always just looks so nice.
Yeah, Alpha's like such a good mechanic. Sometimes you just kind of rush what you want to do. You want to flick it over and try to outpace them. But you think that sometimes a fake is the best option, because by faking it, you still have possession of the ball to take around another player. Whereas if you flick it over one player, there's always going to be someone behind him to take over. So often the fake is a good route to take.
It's always interesting to see how players do approach it, depending on what playlist they usually main. So whether it is a typical 3v3 player like a Panda, or if it's a typical 1v1 player like a Scrub or a Fairy, or a 2v2 player like we saw before with Astral, where will they go for the dribble? Will they try and find a teammate to offload to? Will they leave the ball? Will they go for a bump? It's always interesting to see what they like going for. But that first game going heavily in the favour of Barcelona, 4-0. Pretty convincing. Now 2 more they need. They'll be going through to our semi-finals, and Rogue will be dropped to that lower bracket. I was looking also at their results from Leipzig, and they managed to come 4th, and that's when they were underneath the banner of Savage, and they weren't quite picked up by Barcelona just yet. So they've had decent results so far. They're in the top 8 for both of them. And obviously this third one looking to improve on that. Can they make it through to a finals? Well, day 3 is the first stop to that, and that's what they're fighting for right now.
Yeah, Rogue are going to look to try to work something out a little bit differently this time. They need to definitely, you know, there's been a lot of redirects coming in. It's that midfield game again. You know, we say a lot this LAN, but you know, there's a lot of downfield plays and then redirects coming in, so they need to watch out for that first man hanging down. Try to demo him, get a bump, and just try to get in his way before they can get a chance to score.
Alpha's got enough boost here to go something special. So he's coming from that back wall, tries to get the flip reset, managed to get underneath one. AJ then he gets in the way as well. Will Dealer be flying up? Yes, he will, but blocked by Wanda. Sorry, blocked by AJ. Now Wanda is following up on this right-hand wall, tries to get the dunk. So many follow-ups on these long hits just to try and get these dunks so that a teammate can continue firing off shots at the net. Louis hitting that, sorry, Diva hitting that ball away slightly from Alpha. We're up nice and high. Can he pinch it central? It does go central. But AJ doesn't fully commit to it, just rushes Bluey so that he will be taking that shot. You can see coming from a mile away, that demo. And one does a really good job there of keeping it low so that Alpha can't dunk.
Yeah, the demo play is really useful. They almost opened up a good opportunity there, but luckily there's a third man to come back and cover them. At the moment, seems to be pretty back and forth. Nothing too dangerous coming in. Another redirect opportunity. Alpha instead opts to the pass away. No, there's 2 people in goal and can't quite get the angle.
All 3 of the Rogue players there, though, just stuck.
That was cheeky.
And Kronovi both faking each other and just sort of awkwardly standing there like, am I going? Here's a chance, though. AJ just not quite high enough. Yeah, which has been said to him multiple times at theme parks when he is too short for the rides.
Great dunk from AJ, though. Lovely play into the corner there. Gets the first touch. Bluey just couldn't quite get the clear that he wanted. AJ pushing up very hard. Bluey there opted for the clear as opposed to the 50-50 and therefore got dunked on by AJ. But well done there from Rogue. They're now 1 up ahead in this second match. And definitely looking a lot better than the first game.
A chance there for Barcelona to get something going, but we approach half-time in this game. Rogue are looking to be the big force. Seemed relatively even. There's been chances on both sides, seeing a few double commits occasionally work out. That was 2 in a row. And that's a shot that just ricochets off the post. Novi, the legend of the game, can extend the lead to 2.
Yeah, great little pass there from Wonder. Alpha just isn't reading it quick enough. He couldn't quite get there, and then Bluey doesn't really have a... He has to just make a guess at where the shot is coming in. Unfortunately, it was just a great shot from into the corner, so well done there.
Also, for some reason, Bluey's name, Devo's name, is showing up as 6. Don't know why, which is quite interesting.
Alpha's was fun earlier.
I presume it's something to do with the...
Order. Makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, exactly. God, spectators having a great time. So there we are. So Devo is number 6 for some reason. I don't know why. Wanda does he have a chance to get it central? He does, but no boost to follow up on it. Rogue here still just looking like a very, very happy team. Alpha going to try and carry it down at the pitch, but isn't able to. Is thwarted. Wanda can pick up on ball. Approaching 90 seconds where Barcelona are going to need to, again, get a goal soon.
Yeah, but I think we're just defending a little bit too much here. We definitely want to be making sure they just push out, get some passing they'll spread out a bit more, not bunch up in that defense, otherwise they're not going to get that ball out of there.
Chance to extend the lead. AJ tries to go low with it, didn't bother going for the flick. Maybe realised it would have been an awkward position. Now! Oh, Bluey came in, but Kronovi with the save. Maintains their lead. AJ sends it long. Can he get the double? He does, and scoops it! And doesn't quite get that double touch off the flip reset scoop. That would have been goal of the tournament so far, unfortunately, though he doesn't quite go in, and Alpha's now trying his luck. Blue picks up the 100 boost. Alpha's going to have to return. 50 seconds. If we see something special like that come out from AJ again, Barcelona have got to be done for.
Yes, goals like that can ruin your mentality a bit, ruin your morale. Sort of surprise you, shock you, affects how you play for the rest of the game. But fortunately for Barcelona, that shot didn't quite go in.
This is Alpha just tipping over two players. So quick, so speedy. Final 20 seconds. Looking to be like a rogue victory is going to be the solution for game number 2. Another shot going on target from Wanda. Bluey does end up saving it pretty routinely. And in this final 10 seconds, Rogue are going to have won game 2. Alpha's going to want something for the record books. Wanda, though, shuts him down. And that is 2-0 for Rogue. Congratulations. And we're at 1-1. 2 more wins, and one of these teams will be going through.
Yeah, definitely so much better from Rogue this game than the last. They picked up a bit. They were pressuring more. They weren't allowing Barcelona to have that midfield presence, which they were showing a lot in the first game, allowing them to get those redirects in. So by Rogue sort of going, okay, you know what, we're going to be a bit more aggressive and just, like we say, a good defense. The best defense is a good offense.
Exactly.
Exactly, mate. That's exactly how it goes. Exactly. They were playing that like that, and Barcelona were a little bit bunched up in nets at times. Whilst I think individually, all three of them are great goalkeepers. Defensively, there are some little bit of lapse in how they're positioned, which Rogue can also take advantage of.
Yeah, I mean, we're often seeing a few double commits come in, not even just in the goal, but just defensively. So there was one point, especially in that game, where I think it was Alpha and Bluey. They both went for a save. That's fine. At that point, somebody calls it. You continue with that one person. The other person might shadow because they're already in position to. But then they both went for it again. And it sort of worked its way out of defense as a double commit. So can't continue doing that. Otherwise, Rogue will just take full advantage of it. We've seen how strong some of these teams can be defensively. We're just seeing a few errors being made when it comes down to the wire. So Rogue and Barcelona both still have a massive claim to make it through to our semi-finals and therefore the chance for day 3.
Yeah, we're going to see Barcelona starting off with the pressure with the offense. They're going to try to get some early goals in here. This is their strong suit whenever they are on offense.
They're trying to go for something extraordinarily cheeky. You can't quite skewer it, however. Just trying to get in the way. Now Blue on this right-hand side. Pinch is long. Is that going in? No, there's still 2 defenders. I think AJ wanted to get a Wanda dunk as well. There's Wanda. Nearly getting a dunk as well. And there is AJ getting the dunk, but Devo does end up saving it in the end.
Yeah, again, we're just saying, Barcelona are great goalkeeping, so you're gonna have to put crazy shots on target if you wanna get around them.
It's not like Rogue aren't able to get crazy shots either.
Exactly.
Oh, that double demo by AJ takes 2 players out of it. He's here in the distance. There's one. There's the other. That's the third. There we go. And AJ completely clears the net. Free for Kronovi to send it in. Now Rogue are in the lead once again. And both of the games so far, the winning team has shut out the other one. I appreciate it's a sample size of 2, but I'll take stats wherever I can get them.
Yeah, the physicists will be arguing against you right now, Stumpy. You need at least 7,000 games for it to be a reliable data source. So.
Hey, I've got a scientician degree as well. Thank you very much.
A scientician degree, yeah. I respect that.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Biology. Right.
I did
Still
chemics.
a real one. Plumbing, did you say?
Chemics.
They said plumbing.
Or I was going to say physiology, but that's actually a thing.
It's actually a thing.
That's actually a thing, so never mind.
Kronovi trying to get a nice shot across the net there. But Alpha in the end can manage to save it. Devo sending back. Alpha, can he get a touchdown? No! Devo just needed to get that on net, and that would have been an incredible pass to shot opportunity.
Yeah, it was just so close. Like some of these crazy plays that were coming from Barcelona, sometimes if they get themselves so many opportunities, but can they finish it? That was the question.
And the 3 minutes left to go. Rogue, it seems like a tentative lead this time, as opposed to how strong their lead in the second game was, where Barcelona are pushing so much more. That's a pass across, but in the end, Wonder is able to save it. Bluey can get out central again. Devo tries to maintain the pressure, but isn't quite able to, as it isn't all the bounce for him. Bluey picking up the 100 boost. Alpha clearing around to the side, but Bluey is able to get this block, and nearly the Wonder dunk.
So close, that one. Some of these, we're getting a lot of shots that are just skimming the post, just almost going in. They just need to find that net, and they'll be laughing.
Well, that ball didn't roll up the wall; it just bounced out perfectly. It was a very Justin-style bounce in Season 5 finals. So just managed to bounce absolutely perfectly, but the offender couldn't quite deal with it. And to get underneath the 2 minute mark, Rogue are just about holding on. There's more mid-play here than we've seen in the other games. There's not as much end-to-end. Oh! Nearly a really, really nice play from there from Kronovi as well. Sort of delaying his flick, gets it in the end. So, as you approach 90 seconds left in a game, does your mentality change? Do you shift to being more defensive, or do you stay as offense is the best defense mentality?
I think for Rogue's sake, it's probably better to be offensive, but just keep a light pressure, if that makes sense. You don't throw too much from your third man, for example, but you make sure you just keep a little pressure. As long as the midfield game is there, I think is important, because Barcelona will attack that.
It's looking like they're maintaining a lot of the pressure in the midfield. An uncharacteristic miss there from Alpha. It gets dropped down. That's an open net, but it does not go in. AJ,
lovely touch.
Lands his flip perfectly. Not there from Barcelona to hit this either. So Alpha reads that really well, actually. The time is dwindling. Can Barcelona get a goal, or will Rogue be on match point? Yes, they can get a goal. This is now fully even Stevens.
Yeah, lovely speed from Diva there that bring it up just after it bounces off the wall. Wonder and AJ both there on the goal line. As we're saying, that that midfield redirect's coming in. No one was there to challenge Alpha, and with Alpha being as fast as he is, you have to be there ready to tackle that. Lovely speed from Bluey though to save that one. Now we've got the 3-man offense from Barcelona coming in. Blue just leaves the ball. With the flip reset be coming in. Opts for the double touch, but it's a Wonder.
This final 15 seconds is going to be tense, otherwise we head into overtime. AJ sends it along with Bluey, can intercept. Pressure nearly maintained. There is a defender back. It's now pressure live. Kronovi, can he get a double? No! But he's in the blue third. Just about, probably about 1.01 seconds, and it hits the floor. So it will be going to overtime in game number 3.
Yeah, we'll see if Barcelona just pulls all the eggs in their basket here and just goes guns blazing, or if they're going to go a little bit more defensively. We'll have to see.
Chance for Kronovi, the double save that coming out from Alpha and Devo. Pressure has been regained by Rogue. They can now flip it around the top. Gets it down. One above the goal, but then Alpha is able to clear it away. Getting low on boost. Not going to be the easiest time for either of these teams here to secure the goal.
Yeah, at the moment it's pretty even Stevens. Nothing too crazy coming out. Alpha, though, trying to prove me wrong with a little bit of a ceiling flip, almost getting the goal there.
little pop-up. This is do or die going into then the final games for these teams, because you don't want to be having to then win 2 when your opponent just needs to win 1. It's like the mini best of 3 reverse sweep, essentially.
Yeah. It's just so different being 2-1 up than it's being 2-1 down.
Another. Flip reset, can he get the double? Not quite. He grab that boost. No, he can't. He didn't grab the boost. That's what he did. Don't know how he didn't, but he just didn't. Bluey went up and then decided not to, but still used about 60 boosts in the process.
Bluey loves using so much boost. He's one of the most... He's got the highest rate of boost usage in the game across all regions. And he just absolutely loves it.
That's a doink! Can't quite get in the top corner of the bump attempt by Devo on AJ, but instead AJ does manage to save it now. One that can send it long, use that jump to send him a little bit close to the ground. 2 minutes has gone in overtime. Kronovi up. Get the dunk on that. Very dangerous for both teams. This is not a safe overtime by any means.
Yeah, they're definitely going for it. We've had bumps, we've had almost shots on net. We've had like some crazy plays going in.
So the 10, that's off the line from Wanda.
Yeah, just got caught out at the end there. Almost, the ball was halfway into the net before he was going to save it. Good 50 for Kronovi though.
End to end.
The shot from Wanda, but he almost puts it into his own net. But luckily just saves it. Devo with a 0 boost, trying his best to get out.
God, they are so boost starved.
They need some booster right now. They need to get some pads and buy some time. Because at the moment, Rogue are just going to keep battering that ball right back into Barcelona's end.
Wanda with a really, really nice deft touch. And I see the air dribble in the center. Oh Kronovi with the shot. But Alpha with an even better save. Outwits him. Keeps this at a 1-all 3-minute overtime. But this pressure has all been for Rogue against Barcelona. The lack of boost is really harming them.
Absolutely, and like players like Bluey and Alpha, for example, like they rely so much on boost, the things
and
they do.
Devo, all 3 of them.
For sure, but the boost usage is so high with them that they just don't. You know, if you take their boost away, they're just almost like crippling them. They don't know what to do.
Yeah, I mean, if you can take away that main avenue of how they do things, then it means that you've just got that little advantage over them. As we approach 4 minutes, it is still a complete stalemate. Maybe with a chance, goes over the top of bump, and the shot, and Wanda sinks it in the back of the net. 2-1. With just over 4 minutes of overtime. Devo leaving the net with nobody there behind him to fill in the gap. Now, one more game for Rogue sends them through within 1 game of day 3. This is a vital moment now for both of these teams. Barcelona need to stay alive here.
Your prediction might be coming true, Stumpy, with the Rogue win.
I'm quite good at my job.
You're quite good at it. Yeah, that was a great performance. That was definitely, I mean, as shown in a very long overtime, the most even match we've had so far. But it was very back and forth. There's some great opportunities at either side. And again, the goal line saves. We're seeing some. I've got to say, we're seeing some great saves throughout this entire tournament. We've had highlight saves and highlight own goals as well. Yeah. So we've got a good showing.
Yeah, thank you OCE for our highlight own goals. Very, very kind of you as a region. But, I mean, this is just showing how strong Rogue are right now. As a team, they seem to have just evolved into a completely different beast. I really can't get over the fact that yesterday they 3-0'd Dignitas. That is just a huge, huge milestone for them. They got top 4 in RLC. It's not like playing disappointingly either. They're just being shut down. Rogue are just doing a really, really good job. But otherwise, they're really even teams. And that's not something personally I've expected to see from Rogue for a while now.
Yeah, all credit to them. They've stepped up and improved so much lately. In almost every single department of their game, you know, mechanically speaking, as a team, as a unit, positioning. So across the board, they're doing really, really well. All
right, so game number 4 could be the decider for Rogue. And they get through and send Barcelona down into our lower bracket. Whoever wins here, they're not through and they're not out. The first one of bracket number B.
Already Rogue with the pressure in Barcelona's half. Bluey though with 0 boost. Again, he's the biggest
so
asset.
aggressive he is, regardless of his boost.
That's the thing. How much does Bluey adapt depending on what amount of boost he has? Sometimes he'll do the same thing.
But there he is. He gets a bit of an awkward touch. It goes straight above him, which is always horrible to deal with, especially the position that he's in. Should have gone to the corner, but AJ is there, reading the fact that he hasn't. And that's now 1-0 again for Rogue. Before Barcelona brought a goal back, but Rogue ended up winning in overtime regardless.
Yeah, overall, it's so difficult to get a save, but also then put it in the right place. But that was deadly from the Barcelona team there. Blue with the pop-up, Alpha comes in, just a nice little love tap, and Bluey's like, all right, you know what? I'll take it, Wonder. It's interesting because if Bluey hit, if Alpha hit the ball harder, then Wonder would probably have an easier time to save it because he would get react quicker in the bump. It's quite interesting. Sometimes it's a good idea to just hit the ball very softly to bait in the defender, and then have your teammate just come in from the side and bash him out of the way.
Well, now going for his revenge, but the Alpha saves it, and now they're going for another bump on the player, and they get it. That is 2 bump goals in a row, and Barcelona are all of a sudden in the lead.
I mean, if it works once, just do it again. Maybe they'll do it for a 3rd time. The bumping plays are so good. We've seen a few bump plays here and there, but overall, it's good to see that Barcelona really taking advantage of it because it's so effective.
Yeah, if you've got one player, there's no point.
He's doing it again.
I see it.
Bluey just gunning down.
I see it so often that you have a player go for. That's what we said. I see it so often that you have a player go for a dribble, and their teammate just sort of waits on the side ready for a pass. Like, no, go for the keeper, because that's just so much easier, because it just becomes a tap-in. And even if you don't even hit the keeper, force him to jump or just push him out of the way, or something.
Well,
always go for it.
That's when communication is so important. Like, say I'm bumping, and then your teammate knows exactly what to do with his dribble.
Yeah.
Or say bump him. Yeah, just communicate your actions so clearly. It makes everything so much easier in the game.
Yeah, so your intentions or what you want the teammate to do. Oh, that fake from Granovi making Bluey look an absolute tool. AJ is up. Absolutely clear from the backboard here. It's really interesting now that you see players instead of, well, some players at least. I mean, I know the Bricks love clearing far from their backboard and they'll just punt it as far as possible. But it looks like anyone who is particularly strong in their ones gameplay, they are much more willing to catch it, hit it, air dribble it away, or something.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially the ceiling plays, you know, when you pop up to the ceiling and then air dribble it out. Like air dribbling it and then 50-50ing it. I mean, both strategies are viable. I guess if someone's already back, booming it probably isn't even the best idea because they'll boom it back. But if there is space, booming it, sure.
AJ securing that equalising goal as well. Alpha just hits it a bit too central. The phenomenal read from the young lad means that he can then get the double touch as well. Now we are fully even in this game. Man, that was a hell of a read.
Yes, it's just showing against it like how good their mechanical skills are. It's what's interesting is they do it fairly often in their own way, like in their own practice and matches. It's just quite normal for them. It's quite remarkable, really.
AJ trying to dribble round Devo. That is going to be a hell of an effort. Now both Rogue defenders have missed it. They could pressure it. That was a really good idea. Can't just let them leave them to have a shot. Bluey's there to have the shot though, and crossbar and in. Bluey sends Barcelona into the lead.
Yeah, good angle there. Just comes around the side, just tips it around. Wonder couldn't quite read it. Again, Chronovi and Wonder going for the same read there, just rotating back at the same time. And yeah, 3-2 to Barcelona now in the lead. But a minute 40 left. There's still a lot of time for Rogue to come back. And with the way they're playing, they did.
Yeah, no doubt about that. They're just trading goals. It is end-to-end action. I'm just going to try and go for a squishy-esque shot there as well. So 90 seconds left on the clock, and Barcelona are currently leading, looking to send them into game 5. that could mean to see your prediction come true. But AJ's trying to work on my side.
Yeah, at the moment, Barcelona are probably just going to not throw too much of their offense, but trying to defend for a minute is quite a tough task, especially against a team like Rogue.
It's also hard for Barcelona to think, okay, let's not on the offense right now. So that's just the team that they are.
Exactly, right, and that's what they're strong. Sometimes, again, are they going to do good offense to defend, or are they going to just actually try to defend?
And that's the question they'll be asking themselves, and the question that Rogue will be asking of them as well. That's another chance. The offense does end up being the best defense. They now clear themselves by 2, and it is likely that we will be going to a Game 5 here.
Yeah, it's just raw speed coming out here. Alpha beating Konovi to the ball. He's done that so many times. So Alpha's just jumped up, gone over a Rogue player, and just completely outpaced him. So really fast from him.
Alpha hitting that very vertically. Nearly the shot from AJ going in. 30 seconds, 2 goals are needed. That's one demo coming out. Wonder takes out Devo from the pitch. AJ dropping down behind Wonder. That's going to waste a few seconds, and Alpha can get on the end of it. Now only 20 seconds will remain. Maybe moving forward from the back, but AJ and Bluey challenging each other in the air. Crow up nice and early. Gets it across. Wonder can nearly get on the end of it. And 2 defenders were up to defend it.
You know it was a bit too far when you can't even reach it with your Dominus.
Yeah. Had a Batmobile though.
Oh, easy.
And that is going to be it. Rogue have been beaten by Barcelona in Game 4. Game 5 is absolutely anybody's game. I'm still confident it's going to be Rogue. Are you still confident it'll be Barcelona?
Yeah, I'll go. I'm not confident, but I'll go with Barcelona. If they keep up, their speed is just a little bit above Rogue still, and I think Rogue needs to keep up their momentum a little bit more. They slow down a bit too much, and then by the time they're going for a save, a player like Alpha, for example, would already be coming in at supersonic speed and will outpace them and beat them to the ball. It's hard thing to do, maintaining your momentum at the same time, keeping in a good position. But that's the thing. Maybe they also need to extend their rotations and rotate wider, because sometimes we see them 2 players rotating at the same time at the same place. However, because one of the players would have turned on a short route, and the other one's already coming back. Whereas if that player had done a longer route, he can then be like, okay, you know what? Where's my spot? Am I going to fill in the goal? Am I going to fill in the middle? I've already got my speed, and I'm taking a wider route. Therefore, if a player like Alpha, is in the middle, which he's been showing, just constantly being fast, you have the momentum. You have a better chance of tackling and intercepting his shot.
Now we are going to be entering Game 5, where one of these teams will be going to the lower bracket, and one of these teams will have the opportunity to win one more series and then be through to Day 3. You definitely want to be winning this to get through to Day 3. Kronovi and Wonder teaming up, but Alpha, in the end, is able to still get a save off of that dribble. And I think it's a very interesting point that you bring up, where you don't necessarily have to be the most skilled team. You just need to know that you are maybe able to beat another team. Also, skill does come into it. It's one of those hard things where it's definitely a balance that you need.
Yeah, well, it's also adapting to the other team's strength style. Like, with some of the OCE teams, they pass a lot in the middle, therefore be more in the middle and anticipate that. It's like a rock, paper, scissors kind of thing. And then notice that if they're adapting to your play style, you can change things up a little. Some teams adapt a lot. They change quite frequently. We've seen that a lot in
Cloud9 do that a lot.
Yeah, exactly. And we've seen a lot in this land, like teams that don't usually adapt too much. Every time they come in to play and switch things around. But yeah, this is the question that some teams will have to ask themselves. How much should we be adapting, and how should we be adapting?
Again, just seeing so much defense come out from Barcelona. They seem to love flexing that, but I think they'd rather be getting a load of shots on target, like Kronovi has done, but they're getting his defensive worth. Alpha is so often on that backboard as well that it almost makes backboard plays impossible for Rogue. I think they need to go more infield stuff.
Yeah.
That's a really nice pass.
Like, Devo to Bluey, straight to Alpha. A lovely little 3-man passing play, and all of it was in the midfield. All of it was just in that little spot. And those the passes that goes left, right, are so annoying and difficult to deal with, because by the time you look left to see the ball going, from the left side, it's already been passed. Then you turn to the right, then they pass all the way back to the left, and you just it's like piggy in the middle, and you just don't know which way to go. So it's so hard to, in the moment, predict that you need to go and read the pass as opposed to looking to where the ball is.
Yeah, it seems this is a lot of central play at the moment from Rogue. They're just passing they're just sort of like passing down the pitch or slightly to the left or right, as opposed to going full on horizontally across the pitch, which is what they sort of need to do to maybe catch Barcelona off guard a little bit more.
Maybe use a taste of their own medicine, get some demos themselves.
Maybe. I mean, that demos are always going to be helpful, so to make sure that you're not going out of position to get them. And that is some pretty poor positioning from the Rogue third man. He's incredibly close. I don't think he expected for there to be a miss there from AJ. Kronovi way too far up. Diva taking full advantage. They're now 2 clear and looking to send themselves to our semis.
It's interesting because even if the whiff didn't come, it would be a second to third man pass, which is, a risky option. And at 1-0 down, 2 minutes 40, is that an option, they should be taking? Maybe if they were 2 goals down, but not at that time.
I mean, not when you have that much time left to do other things, and also when you have only 1 goal really to make up for. So, yeah, a little bit silly from them. But Barcelona will happily take it if Diva can dribble in open nets all day. They will certainly take that.
I guess that's one way to remove a player, to make them whiff.
Yeah.
Demos? Nah, make them whiff. Mind game them. Mind them down so hard that they whiff.
Throw popcorn at them. You're only around the corner from them, lads.
Exactly.
Don't throw popcorn at any of the competitors, please.
It's against the TOs, and you will be punished.
Absolutely. You'll be punished for saying that.
Please respect other players and respect the game.
Absolutely. We're all here to have fun, ultimately. Alright, 100 seconds.
Oh, that's
nearly. I thought that was going to be a goal there, but obviously AJ was there for the block. Rogue again needs something very soon. It's sort of getting into that awkward late game, and they're thinking, when do we throw everything? Because right now you still have a decent chunk of the game left. You still have around 40%, but Bluey has made that question pretty clear to them now. He's given them the answer. They need to chuck everything. Barcelona are well on their way.
Yeah, it's a bit. As this game's gone on, it's been a bit of the Barcelona show. They've pressured a lot more. They're getting a lot more comfortable, playing with each other, and Rogue seem to be slipping up here and there. So just need to watch out for that.
That's another one off the kickoff as well. Only 4 seconds had passed, and that directly up from Bluey down to Devo. He gets a pretty safe shot. Kronovi can't quite make it after grabbing that back left boost. And Barcelona once again looking like they are prepped and ready to make it into that top 8.
Yeah, it was interesting there because Kronovi did, the kickoff order was fine for the team, but Kronovi as he went for the boost, he turned towards Barcelona's goal as opposed to turning goal side to his. So it meant that when he was trying to get the save, he couldn't quite reach it.
Because it's that tiny amount of distance, and depending on which way you turn, you sort of set up a little bit nicer, and he's obviously turned the wrong way and fallen.
It's just that it's like, are you going to do aggressive kickoff or a defensive kickoff? And obviously a 3-0 down, I guess, the aggressive kickoff was a fine option to make, but this is the things that can happen if you do that.
Yeah, I mean, again, they had to check everything at it, and their answer is even more clear. Chuck everything. Goal every 10 seconds is needed. Looking very, very unlikely, which is Alpha there, beats out AJ on the right side. So after this, it is looking as if we're obviously seeing a Barcelona victory, and they are going to be going through guys to winner semi-finals. They will face the winner of G2 versus NRG. Now that is going to be on this stream. That will be here. We'll be here just a little bit later. It'll be actually after our break. It'll be the next game we're going to be looking at.
Yeah, overall, really good performance from Barcelona. Well done for this win, going through. And I think, Rogue are performing very well. They stepped up a little bit in this last game, and definitely. I think their best game was the last one. The last 2. But I think, keep doing what they're doing. They're obviously still in this, so they need to just patch up a few situations here on their speed and rotations when it comes to defending the midfield area. But other than that, obviously Rogue are such a good team here, but Barcelona are doing very well to beat them, and look forward to seeing what Barcelona do.
Yeah, I'm definitely confident that we're going to be seeing Rogue, on day 3. Like, they have been such a good team, obviously coming through, and I am excited to see basically where they end up going, who they're going to be facing down in the lower part of our bracket. It's going to be the loser of G2 versus NRG, and the winner will be facing Barcelona in our semi-final. So guys, join us after the break. We'll be back in around 15 minutes. We'll be seeing G2 versus NRG, the battle of 2 of the greatest teams in North America. Who's going to win out? Join us very, very shortly.